The last shape that we're going to find the area and perimeter of is a trapezoid. For a trapezoid, we have a shape that has a height, but it has two bases. It has base 1 and base 2. Now, it doesn't necessarily matter which one you refer to as base 1 or base 2 in this scenario, but for this scenario, we're going to say base 1 is the top, base 2 is the bottom, or the smaller and the larger one. But the formula is simply the area equals half of base 1 plus base 2 times the height. So in order to solve, you have to first add the bases together before you can multiply. So it is again similar to the other formulas, and the bases again must be perpendicular. Okay. For this problem, we're going to find the answer in simplest radical form, meaning we're going to have to remind ourselves about our special right triangles. So the information we know about this problem is that this length is 8 meters, this length is 10 meters, and the bottom length is 15 meters. So in order to solve, we're going to have to figure out the height. Oh, also we know this is 45 degrees. Okay, so the height is what we don't know. Okay, so if I were to zoom in on this part of the information, I have this little triangle. Okay, now I need to remember my special rights in order to figure out how to find the height, because I don't know any other information. I know the whole thing's 15, and I know this is 10, but I can't assume that this is 5 just because I would subtract. Okay, so I have to figure out based on my specials. So my special right formula for a 45, 45, 90 triangle said that the legs were represented by x, and the hypotenuse was represented by x times the square root of 2. So in order to find the legs, I would have to set my formula equal to the hypotenuse that I'm given. So x square root of 2 equals 8. So in order to solve for x, or the legs, or the height in the scenario, I need to divide by the square root of 2. So x equals 8 divided by the square root of 2. Now in order to solve, you would have to rationalize. So multiply by the square root of 2 on top and bottom. Simplify the denominator. Simplify the outside numbers, and we get that the leg, or the height, is 4 square root of 2. Now I can proceed with the rest of my problem. So therefore the area is half of the base plus the second base times the height. Now remember, I want it in simplest radical form, so I don't want to create a decimal. I want to leave that radical or square root of 2. So I'm going to simplify every other number. So 10 plus 15 is 25. And then I can multiply all the outside numbers. So half of 25 times 4. Let's think about that. 25 times 4 is 100. Half of 100 is 50. And can't forget that square root of 2. So area of this trapezoid is 50 square root of 2 meters squared. Okay. And then the perimeter on a trapezoid, we talked about it earlier, but remember, trapezoid, the legs are congruent. So if that's 8, then this is 8. So therefore, the perimeter is 10 plus 15 plus 8 plus 8 to give us a grand total of a 41 meter perimeter. And that is how we solve a trapezoid problem, simplifying to a radical form answer and not a decimal.